Hey guys, it's your girl Queen DMC, and I'm here today at the Gathering Place with my next guest, Darren Gooden, and his alter ego is
Unum.
Explain to us about that name.
Unum is my alter ego. It's a product of the many spheres of influence in my life. Growing up, I met a lot of people, a great many people. I met different races, different religions, and just people from different classes. And it was a lot to take in. So it built it up. It just built up into this alter ego called Unum. And like I told Queen DMC earlier, Unum is the author of this book.
Okay. So what does Unum mean?
Unum means out of life, there's many one people.
Mm-hmm.
It means life out of many one people.
Okay.
It's taken from the Egyptian word for the symbol of life, which is Ankh, and the Latin term from out of many one people, Unum, as you could be found on the back of the dollar. I named my alter ego that because just seriously, like the many influences I had growing up, it influenced my life, and as opposed should say Ankh's life, because Ankh developed as a product of all these people influencing him.
So where were some of the many cultures that you have been a part of through your journey, even when it comes to writing this book?
I think the main influence I had growing up was Caribbean culture, mostly Latino and maybe Jamaican and Haitian. That was the main influences, but I also had African and Hindu and also some East Asian cultures that influenced me growing up.
Okay.
The idea of chakra is like primarily Southeast Asian.
Okay.
And that is a big concept in the book, that we explore chakra and how it builds up and explodes into the main part of the book, which is the anthology. And the anthology is like you get to explore different parts of the chakra through different stories that the many characters go through.
Okay. So tell us, when did you decide that this is what you want to do as far as writing and starting your creative journey? How old were you about?
I started writing when I was about 6 years old. I went to Harris Elementary School, and then for Simons Middle School. They had a MG program where it allowed us to act and write and do poetry. And it influenced me because, I was just like really young and dumb, with really not much going on for myself. Besides the many people who would, talk to me and tell me I would be something. But I just had a lot of influences that told me that I was going to be somebody. And in school, they taught me how to write and how to act. And, that kind of forced me to want to get into like becoming an author.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you started writing when you were 6 years old, and then as you were developing, you ran, people came into your life that told you that you could be who you want to be, and,
Yes.
and the influences. And where have you traveled? I remember you telling me before there was different environments that you were a part of, so you learned a lot, and you were able to learn on the culture and speaking. Because sometimes I'm telling y'all at work, because we work together, at work, he'll just come out of nowhere and start speaking in Spanish when we have a Spanish caller. And when he first did it, I was like, I didn't know we could do that. So what other languages do you know, or culture language?
I know an African language called Chichawa, and it's a saying, that means appearances often deceive you. You would say hello, well, how are you? Uli bonji, like for a person that you know. And a person that you don't know, you would say muli bonji.
Muli bonji.
Muli bonji.
Muli bonji.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
You'll put the M on the prefix of the muli.
Okay.
And just to say I'm good, you say Nedeli bueno.
Nedeli bueno.
Nedeli bueno.
The daily window.
Bueno.
Bueno.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like Spanish.
I'm gonna learn it. I'm trying. You know, I got my own twang. Forgive me.
Yeah, like the Spanish influenced the Chichewa language.
Okay.
And they took the word good, bueno, in Spanish and turned it to bueno and Chichewa or whatever.
Okay.
But it's a real cool language. And also I speak Spanish. I've been learning some Arabic.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, just that's why sometimes it's hard to speak in English because I go back and forth to different languages, and it's just hard to formulate words in English sometimes. Like the syntax is different, and I'm just stuck in different syntaxes, and you know, it's just come out.
It's like your tongue get tied.
Tongue get tied.
Tongue tied it.
Yeah, tongue tied it. And my primary language was Ebonics.
Okay.
So that made it hard for me to learn any language. So it was crazy. Yeah.
Or Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang, yeah. Tip time,
On the running time.
To the running time.
See, we know what we talk about. Y'all got to get with the program.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to it. We're going to talk more about his book and his journey. So this particular book, which I have a copy of, I was blessed to have. Tell me, how did this come about? It's the Ex-Formator's Book of Life.
Yes. I was writing a short story, just to express myself. I wouldn't say out of boredom because I wasn't bored. It just felt like I wanted to write to express myself.
Okay.
Because I was experiencing like home changes. Like I was going from house to house at the time, and you know, just going from one environment to other environment. You know, I have some repressed emotions that I just wanted to express.
Okay.
So it started off as a short story. And then I let Professor Tamara Oakman read the short story that I wrote. And she said, you should write a book. Yeah. So I was like, you know, that would be a good idea. So as an author, I would consider myself pretentious because I'm not really like, you know, a super author. Like I don't really want to be like the next J.R. Tolkien. You never know. But you know, I don't want to be the next Stephen King or anybody. It just Tamara Oakman told me to write a book because she liked my short stories, and it developed into the Ex-Formator's Book of Life.
And who's the main character?
The main character is an alien. He's an alien, and he goes through different dimensions. Okay. And in these dimensions, he kind of develops a personality. Because he didn't have one in the beginning. He was just an alien in a different dimension, learning about different dimensions, and learning about Earth eventually. And when he made his way to Earth, he kind of develops a personality. And it's important that I added his personality include faith. So his faith was in this book entitled The Book of Life, Christian.
All right.
So he developed a Christian faith from his mother in one of the dimensions, which was the Alpha dimension, which was the Alpha dimension is the dimension in the book where God is closest to the people. So yeah.
I'm not finished. I started reading it. You know, I got to do stuff in spurts with me.
Yeah.
I be like, I got ADHD, y'all. So I can't sit still. But I enjoy from what I read so far. I think I'm in the mid of the book. And me and Egypt was talking about it one day.
Okay.
And she was telling me, she was like, at first I didn't catch on to it, but now I think she even talked to you about it.
Yes.
Because you have to like really take the time to pay attention what's going on in each process. Because like I think it started off with who was it? It was a fairy. It was the alien, right?
The alien, yes. It started off with the alien. An alien meets a Robo Sapien. The Robo Sapien introduced the alien to the Book of Life.
Right, that's where I'm at.
And the Book of Life in this form or in this dimension was a hexahelix, like a diamond with 5 different rays of colors inside of it. And when he absorbed the Book of Life, it took him from one dimension to another dimension, and that's how he made his way to Earth and experienced the anthology under the Tree of Life, which eventually became the Book of Life.
Wow. All right. So do you think that with the so we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. We'll be right back here at the Gathering Place. Stay tuned. And we're right back here at the Gathering Place. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this book because we want people to get the book, read the book, okay? Because we tell you too much, you ain't going to get the book, all right? So how can they get this book, Darren?
You can find the book at Amazon. The Ex-Foreigner's Book of Life by Ankh Anum is available on Amazon and is available on Barnes & Nobles. Yeah.
And they can follow you too to find out about more things because this is only the beginning.
Yes. This is only the beginning. There might be a sequel because I alluded to another book in this book, and it might be a sequel, depending on how well this one do. And I'm excited about writing about the other Ex-Formator. And the other Ex-Formator is another alien who went before this alien, came to Earth before this alien. And just talk about the things that he did and saw and how the Robo Sapiens were developed. So, yeah, it might be another book. Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed. So, what's I going to ask you? You have that coming out. And is there any social medias that people can follow you on or is just the website right now?
You can look me up at
Amazon.
KHUNUM. I think I got X going on. I think I got Twitter going on. It's hard to keep up with all of them. So, just Ankh Anum on Twitter and X or Twitter or X, and TikTok, and also on Instagram.
Okay. And we'll have all those things posted so you guys won't miss it. And so what do you like to do for fun? Like, what is something that brings you down from the writing, like just to relax and relate and release?
What I do, I like to eat.
Food don't never let you down. Okay. It won't let you down.
But besides eating, I'm trying to learn coding.
Okay.
And learn how to make different games.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend, he is like this coding geek, and he just teaches me how to make games and write scripts on the internet for Roblox. Roblox is like this big platform with different games that are available. Also, in 2025, I may be working on a podcast called the Teddy Bear Takeover.
Oh,
check that out.
The Teddy Bear Takeover. Now, what's this going to be about?
Okay, the Teddy Bear Takeover is a podcast about the underclass, about unhoused, struggling people in Philadelphia. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about different issues that poor people face. And I'm going to give different strategies on how they can deal with their issues. And also, I'm going to talk about the drug community and how the war on drugs kind of had a negative effect on the community. And just how it's rebuilding after the war on drugs. Because we still have refugees from that war. And those refugees are the children of the people who, kind of got mixed in the drug situation, and just want to talk about how they're adapting and how
like how can we do better?
How can we do better, and also how can we help them?
Right.
Adapt.
Really help them.
Really help them. Adapt to just post-war on drugs. So yeah, that's gonna be my Teddy Bear Takeover, and I just want to be there to be a teddy bear to those who are in need.
And he looks like a teddy bear. So he's just a happy guy. He really brings a good energy at work. And I enjoy it. Like I've adopted a bunch of people at work, and he's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it because you gotta support each other, and that's what it's about here at the Gathering Place. We like to talk about our journey, like to connect. Anything I can do, or vice versa. This is how we grow. This is how we get to know more. Yeah. And even with the teddy bear practice, like we could get together, like you can get a bunch of creatives to come out and we could support what you're doing and promote, you know, that's how, and that's going to be good. That's going to be good for all of us.
Yes.
You know, because that's what the world needs. We need to connect more. Like a lot of times we want to say that we want to do something, like we was talking about checking in on each other and things like that. It's very important to do that because you don't know what people could be going through. Exactly. You could be blessing somebody by just telling your story because you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're going through.
Yes.
You know?
And like this winter, I'm going to be handing out hats and pocket warmers.
Okay.
And socks and gloves to some of the unhoused people downtown. Just to show that we care and, you know, just to show that we recognize their struggle. And, you know, just those couple of items to, like, you know, keep them warm in the cold because it's going to be a cold winter.
It is.
Like every winter is cold. And, you know, I just want to make sure that, you know, you show them a little love.
Right.
Beyond the dollar that we give them or the food that we give them.
Right.
You know, just something to keep them warm in the cold.
So that is a good concept, and I definitely want to be a part of that.
Okay.
So if you guys are interested, you want to hit me up at the GatheringPlace001@gmail.com, and let's get together. You know, we can meet up, like even at Love Park, and get some things together and just start passing them out to people. We'll take a couple hours, and it doesn't take long. You know, it's just a few seconds of your day. We can meet at lunchtime, wherever. We're going to give you all the particulars. And I'll be putting it out there on my social media at QueenDMC01. So, and we're working on some things with the Gathering Place as well, so that way you guys can be a part of it. We're back right here at the Gathering Place. So now we get to hear the story that Darren was about to tell us.
It's just a story, uplifts a story about my best friend. I just sent him a 5-stick today. But my best friend, his name is Billy. He lives in Watertown, New York. And when I was unhoused and had nowhere to go, you know, he took me under his wing. He fed me. He cut my hair. He bought me brand new clothes from right off City Blue, right off the rack.
Wow.
New sneakers. And, you know, I was just overwhelmed with, like, his grace. And I asked him, why was he doing this, like, for me? He said, because Christ told him to. And, you know, and that's the kind of love and compassion that I want to share in my Teddy Bear Takeover project. I just want to share the degree of compassion that Christ compels us to do when we see people who are in need, you know. So, you know, I got my background and I got the stuff that I went through that kind of influenced my new project, the Teddy Bear Takeover or whatever. And, you know, just reason. Even though it shouldn't be any reason, you should just want to do. You have that kind of heart, you know, the altruistic part of, you know, giving. But, you know, I have a reason, and that reason is because my best friend took me under his wing and showed me a grace and compassion that only, like, God could have created, you know. And, you know, I just want to pass it forward, pay it forward.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And that's just how it should be.
Yeah.
And I hope that people, just by you saying it, will take the initiative to feel the same way too. Yeah. Because it only takes one.
It only takes one, yep. And, you know, from that moment, you know, I was unhoused. And after that moment that my best friend did that to me, I never was unhoused again. You know, I stayed working. I worked a full-time job. You know, I worked at the job that we work at now, and I've been working there for 5 years now.
Wow.
You know, just going from on the streets, nowhere to go, living in hospices, and, you know, just, you know, nothing to do, to, you know, working a full-time job and, you know, working on these various projects. You know, it has really been a turnaround. You know, I'm just so proud of, like, you know, the people in my life, you know, who have helped me get as far as I got now. You know?
Right. I was just going through something like that recently, and I had shared with you before how I was feeling about a year ago. Okay. And I'm so much more ahead, like far as the stability, the setting of the boundaries and things like that. So I could definitely relate to what you're saying. Yeah. You know, and having people, you know, that really care about me, like was really concerned about me, because I needed somebody to be concerned about me.
Exactly.
Yeah, real genuine concern.
Sure, yeah.
And, you know, it's very rare to find it. And when you do find that and people hold on to them.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself being like them because that's what God intends for us to do.
Yeah, it's like a fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, they set you on fire when they touch you, and you eventually set other people on fire too. And that fire is going to burn, you know, and eventually light up the earth, you know. Right. So it's like, it's the good fire, the white fire, the fire that Moses saw.
Yes, that one. Not the other one, that one. Fire.
Yeah, it's the white fire, yeah. And that kind of love and compassion just kind of just burns. And eventually, no matter who you are, you're going to have to pay it for it.
Yes, definitely.
It's going to burn you up in the inside if you don't. So
you got to do it, man.
Pay for it.
Make it happen.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. And it's going to be great. And the more and more we stay connected, the more and more it grows. And it just consumes, you know?
Yes.
I like that idea. A lot. A lot. So one of the things that I was going to tell you was, what's a funny anecdote or a thought that you can think of that you did, like,
a funny anecdote?
Yeah, something that's funny that was like, that made you like, you know what, I'm not going to do that, but it is funny, but I'm not going to.
All right. Okay.
Or it could be something that we both, I could tell y'all one. This is a good one.
Don't
do it. Should I do it? Should I do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we do this thing at work where when it's slow, like I'm the type of person, like I'll come up with ideas like word searches and stuff like that. Or like you get one long word and you got to name like all the words that you see in that word. Or we play hangman.
Yeah.
So one night we was playing hangman because I started off at my job at night and Derek was one of the people that I work with. So we was playing hangman and we put it on the board. And the word, we was like foods because it was like right around the holidays or something was going on. And so Derek's word was quiche. So he started with the word. And it's like, you know, I think the spelling of quiche, everybody has their own way. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit.
No, there's only one way to spell quiche. You know it.
I know it is. So he was up there doing the word quiche. And the first letter started with K. And we was like, that's not. He was like, quiche. I was like, you don't spell quiche like that. He was like, Keish. No, you don't spell quiche like that.
I was thinking phonetically. Now,
but see, that's what we was talking about. The talk, what did you call it? Urban? Ebonics. See, that was the Ebonics of the word. Quiche starts with Q. Quiche. He had K. He had quiche without the A. It was like supposed to be Keisha, but it was just quiche. Man, we laughed about that. Yeah, we laughed about that. And it like broke the monotony. So things like that I like to do at work or like writing prompts and stuff like that. I'd be like, so what makes you feel the way, how are you feeling this morning? I'll start, because we get there now at 6 because we both on the same shift.
Yes.
So I'll be like, when they come in, so what color are you and why? So what color are you and why today?
My color is orange. And I would say because I'm feeling passionate. I made it to the show today. Yeah. To the Gathering Place.
Hey.
And you know, it's just I feel the passion. Passion for what I'm doing, passion for our friendship, and it's just feel good, you know.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
So orange is my color.
Orange is your color. All right. Now later on, you might feel a different color, but this is the color that he started with.
Yes.
My color this morning was yellow.
Okay.
I was just like bright. I usually tend to get up pretty bright because I don't know how anybody could be mad in the morning because you need to be grateful that you up. I remember I heard this comedian say one time, he was like, how can anybody be mad at eggs and bacon?
Oh.
See, I heard him. He's like, oh.
Don't hurt my feelings.
Okay. No, we don't be mad in the morning. We're able to get up and be mobile and be a part of our day and gather together and love each other and protect each other and care about each other.
Exactly.
So I'd be so happy that I made it another day because Lord knows sometimes there's just so much going on you don't even know if you're going to make it. You know, you have pain in your body or whatever. But just to know that my eyes is open and I could get out the bed, I'm so grateful.
Yes.
So I was very bright and bubbly. This is my first time back in the studio. We get to spend time with the people I care about, my creative and production team here. So I'm just bright and bubbly today. I'm rambling a little bit, but that's because I'm happy.
Yeah.
So that's
yellow
my
is
color.
A happy color.
Yeah, yellow is a happy color, and orange is a good color, a crazy good color too, because it's right there in the same perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully my color turns to green.
Hello.
And I get the green light when I'm out, later on today.
Yeah.
So I just feel green.
That's what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for green too.
Shooting for green.
Yeah. Green is good. Yeah. Green is growth, productivity,
natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To have a good time and enjoy and care about the people we love is a beautiful thing. So I'm excited. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to come and share with me today about your book and how people can get in contact. We want to go back to that. You can look on Amazon and look for the X-Formator's Book of Life. Okay? Because you want to get this book. You want to be a part of his journey. Because like I said before, this is how we grow. And this is how we do it right here at the Gathering Place. We get together and we share our stories. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just want to speak a little bit about the book's content. Although it's a sci-fi book, it's mainly for young adults, because I do touch on a lot of ideas about spiritual creationism and just where babies come from, and so I just want to know that it's for young adults. And it's not an erotic book or anything like that. It just have those ideas. Okay. And I just don't think it's for children.
Right. So don't get it for them.
Yeah.
Point blank. Period. All right, guys. Thanks again for being with us here at the Gathering Place. Thanks for being here with us at the Gathering Place today. And stay tuned for more. You can follow us at the Facebook page, which is the Gathering Place. And you can also reach out to me at QueenDMC01. And stay tuned for more.
Hi, I'm Darren Gooden, author of the book, The X-Formator's Book of Life. And you're watching the Gathering Place.